Okay, moving on to next slide is about dynamic approach of intelligence. So, dynamic approach is related to learning potential, currently becoming the focus of dynamic approach. The assumptions regarding this dynamic approach is cognitive ability can change over time as environmental conditions improve. So basically, what is meant here, if those who haven't got a chance, opportunity to learn because of the coming from the poor family, their cognitive ability can change over time. If, for example, if their economics become stable, they be able to go and then enter university and then continue study. So their environment conditions improve. Their cognitive ability can change as well. So cognitive ability, according to dynamic approach, is consistent with the environmental conditions. If environmental condition increase, their cognitive ability also could change to improve to the better. So what the example I gave, for example, maybe because of the family in terms of unstable of economics, so they cannot enter university. So their cognitive ability become is not as high as those who are able to further their study. And after some time, maybe after they work earn the money, so they want to continue their study, so they be able to now, because after working, they be able to enter university. So their cognitive ability would change, can change after their environmental conditions, the economic condition improve. So you cannot say that cognitive ability of someone of an individual will be like that, even though their environmental conditions improve. So it's actually also depend on the environmental conditions. If environmental conditions improve, especially if their environmental condition in terms of their economic stability and so on improve, their cognitive ability also could improve. So another important thing that that I'm gonna touch under dynamic approach is emotional intelligence. I already touched this. I think on chapter 8. Basically, emotional intelligence is the ability to manage our own emotions and the emotions of others. So if we could manage our emotions during the maybe the emotional environments, emotional events, if we could be able to manage our own emotions and the emotion of others, that means our colleagues, our subordinates, friends, and so on, then we can say that we have that kind of emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is not just so intelligent basically is not just regarding to IQ, that's mean intellectual intelligence, but it also can be in terms of emotional intelligence as well. Because if you work in the company, if you have IQ but you cannot, if you have high in terms of intelligence but you cannot manage your own emotions, that means if you're angry at people, you just go straight ahead and lash your angry towards others. So this way, because your inability to control your emotions and the emotion of others, you actually can cause other people not be able to perform their job well. So emotional intelligence is one of the intelligence that are important. That your emotional intelligence is very important as well as your IQ intelligence in order to improve your life, or in order to achieve something good in your life. If you're working in the organization, it's not just IQ that is important, but also the emotions. Emotional intelligence is important as well, because both are completing each other. If you have IQ but you do not know other people's emotions, you just only focusing on your personal interest, then it's not considered yet you are considered not as a genius, or considered as an intelligent people, because you cannot manage your emotion. Okay, next slide is regarding contextual intelligence. Contextual intelligence is a different intelligence that focusing on the context. So there are three types of intelligence when we talk about context intelligence. First one is analytical intelligence, second one is creative intelligence, and third one is practical intelligence. So analytical intelligence is related to abstract reasoning and evaluations. That means if you have analytic intelligence, that means you have high intelligence in terms of reasoning, in terms of understanding abstract things, and so on. Creative intelligence, that means you can come up with new ideas. You can solve new problems. You can come up with a novel or new creative ideas, creative solution, and so on. Practical intelligence is related to intelligence in regarding everyday context. Maybe you need a practical intelligence in terms of solving problem at home or at work. And successful intelligence, in general, if we want to talk about contextual intelligence, three types of intelligence that involve here. A successful intelligence, however, depend on the creative intelligence. Among all these, according to this one, the most successful intelligence depend on the creativity intelligence. So multiple intelligence, according to Gardner, at least there are 8 types of intelligence and functions independently and do not comprise a single intelligence. So each of these 8 intelligence, you can say these 8 intelligence function independently. That means they do not depend on each other. They are on its own and do not comprise a single intelligence. So, for example, interpersonal intelligence, interpersonal between you and others, intrapersonal between you and yourself. That means within yourself. Spatial intelligence regarding visual information and shapes and objects. Logical mathematical intelligence in terms of ability to manipulate numbers and reason, be able to reason abstractly. Linguistic intelligence is regarding the ability to learn and to use language. Bodily kinesthetic is the ability to control our eyes coordinations, our eyes and hand coordinations, muscle movement, body positions. That kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is ability to control the movement of the eyes, coordinations of the eyes and hand, muscle movement, body position, and so on. Musical intelligence or ability to identify the sound, rhythm, tempo, and pitch. Normally those who are in the business, in the entertainment business, have this kind of musical intelligence. And naturalistic intelligence is intelligence related to ability to understand usefulness and danger. So this is naturalistic ability of a human being in terms of understanding usefulness of something and the danger in the something. So this 8 type of intelligence works on its own. It depends on each other, and it's also do not have a so it's for example intrapersonal do not so what is said here, 8 types of intelligence function independently. That means it functions on its own. It did not depend on its other in order to be intelligent, to be called as intelligent. So moving on to problem solving and decision making. So problem solving process consists of 7 steps. You learn already about this in the introduction to management. You start with acknowledging the existence of a problem. So if you deny that the problem exists, then you will not take steps to solve the problem. If you acknowledge that there's a problem, something wrong with something, then if you acknowledge there's something wrong, then you will find ways to solve the problem. So it starts with acknowledging the problem rather than denying, and then you need to define and clarify what is actually the problems. So after defining, clarifying what is actually the problem, you can generate or find the alternative solution to that problems using the strategies, problem solving strategies. So, and the step 4, you need to consider the implications or the advantage or disadvantage risk of that solutions. And then number 5, decide by choosing the alternative. So here you come up with the alternative. At step number 3, you come up with the alternative, and then here you consider the advantage and disadvantage. Here you choose which alternative that is considered best outcome to solve the problems. And then after you choose the alternative, you implement the decisions. And 7, you reflect the outcome of the solutions and decision making follow. So reflect the outcome after you implement the decisions. What actually happens? Does it be able to solve the problem or not? If the solution be able to solve the problem, then it's okay. If the solution is not be able to solve, then you need to move to the another alternative solutions. And after that, you have to reflect on the outcome, whether it is effective or the solution is effective or not effective, whether what's going to happen to the decision making that follow with the solution. Okay, problem solving strategies. There are many strategies that here in generating the solutions. You need to use strategies. So strategies here that we can use, for example, here using try and error. This normally been done by many people. So sometimes we even do this. We do not know the right solution. We just do try and error. So after try many times, or maybe one time try and it's actually successful, then it's good. But normally after first time try, there will be some errors, and then you try again. So that's try and error. So found error, and then sometimes you'll be successful, sometimes you will not successful. So trial and error also have risk. Here it said random and hazard. And time consuming, because if you try and then it's error, you have to try many times, so it's time consuming until you find a good solution. So this one, normally if we don't have any other strategy, then we can use try and error. Second one, the strategies is to use algorithm. So algorithm is more a systematic approach, or is the more systematic use or process or procedure that we produce a solution sooner or later. So basically algorithm is like you following the step, you following the process or the procedure, and sooner or later you will find the solutions if you use algorithm. Next, strategies is to use analogy. Analogy, normally we use solutions that's happened, that successful before. So solutions, we use solution to an earlier problem to have solved a new problem. So let's say we use the same solution, we use the solution to our previous problem, and then that's is thinking if we use analogy. For example, we experience new problems, and then previous problem we use this kind of solution. If that kind of solution that been used for previous problem that means successfully be able to solve the problem, then if we use analogy, that means we just use the previous solutions and then apply to a new problems. So that's analogy. Change the representation. Sometimes problem happen because of the way you represent the problem. So by changing the representations of the problem could actually solve the problem. So just change the presentation of the problem. Maybe from instead of looking a problem as a problem, you look at the problem as an opportunity to improve yourself. Then you may find a good solution to your problems. Another strategy is to use heuristics. Heuristic is the shortcut, because sometimes we do not want to go step by step like algorithm. You have to go step by step. Analogy, you just use the previous solution that's proved successful, but heuristic, you use the shortcut. The best guess solution to the problem. So from your experience, maybe this is the shortcut to the solutions. So you use the shortcut or the best guess of solution. So it's still a risky solution because it's just based on the guess. Even even though it's the best guess, but still it has a risk because it's just a guess. So these heuristic, however, do not guarantee solutions, and but very likely to produce solutions. Even though it does not, heuristic do not guarantee solution, but it at some time is very likely to produce solutions. So these are among the strategies that people can use to solve the problems.